All right, I got one about Ben Franklin. This is, possibly apocryphal. I don't get to use that word often enough. Yeah. How often? Right. I don't know.
Say it again.
Apocryphal. I like it. It sort of sounds like it's something that's in your pocket. I got an apocryphal of stories here. I don't know, I just made it up, all right? Based on some gossip that I heard. And it gets back into cooking a little bit too, because you know how these things go together, love and food and good food and nourishment and all of that. All right. Well, I was thinking about baking bread. Years ago I used to. In another lifetime, I had a sourdough bread. I had the starter, I would make it, and every loaf of bread was better and better. It was just an incredible thing to do, during my domestic phase back in Philadelphia. So, and this is kind of a Philadelphia story, one of my previous lifetimes. All right, so I've been thinking about baking bread, a sourdough bread, a real crusty bread to write home about. This was before Amy's. All right. A loaf of bread goes out into the world in search of a home. Think about it. Or a lover, at least. You know those pictures of the people, especially in France, they got that big loaf of bread, but it's under their arms. And, there's no paper. All right. Really? All right. Antiperspirant, I guess. Okay. So, loaf of bread goes out into the world in search of a home. Or a lover, at least. Now, Benjamin Franklin, I hear that is, it was told to me, hence apocryphal, I think. All right. He found his wife over a loaf of bread. He was carrying it around with him and eating it maybe, and this woman came up to him and she said, "Hey man, give me some of that bread." Ben said, "Sure, honey, I'll give you some bread and some jam too." She ate it and was glad. Till he started running around on her, carrying his kite and his big ring of keys. The woman says, "What you doing with all them keys, Ben? You a janitor now?" Ben says, "Yeah, baby, that's it. I'm a janitor. Gotta go check Miss Ross's furnace. She been having trouble lighting it. Says she cold, fingers stiff. Can't work her sewing no more. It's so cold. She got things to sew, Miss Ross. Poor woman so cold, she's seeing stars." "Yeah, I'll bet," his lady says. Ben corrects her. "No, honey, it's Betsy. Betsy, not Bet. Betsy." Then his lady says, "Ben, ever since you started making those stoves of yours and putting them in all those houses, you're always having to go out at night and check up on them. I'll be glad when spring gets here we can spend more time together." Ben just looks at her and says, "But honey, then I'll be flying my kite." And now a word from our sponsor. For over the centuries, women have waited patiently for their men to return from the sea. A man arrives in a little rowboat. Clean-shaven man, a woman gives him a hug and Old Spice. A woman says, "Here you are, lover, make yourself smell good. For Christ's sake, you smell like a dead fish. Don't come near me. Go wash yourself up first." And the man says, "And what the hell you think you smell like when you got the bloodies, woman? Like a fish?" And the woman says, "Well, must be why you like me, hey? Don't you love it? Don't you love me, you and your fish?" Two fishes, smelling, wallowing Old Spice. For those of you who don't know, it's a men's aftershave. It was big in the 50s, 60s. They're flapping about on the ground. Two out of water, the fisherman and his fishwife, and the man says, "I got a worm for you, honey. Open up the fish's mouth and take the wiggly worm." "Watch out, it's Captain Hook. Look for the package with the ship that sails the ocean." "Oh, I am shipping out." "Look for the package with the ship that sails the ocean." "I am shipping out, matey, by car, by plane, by train. You got the dough? Go. Need a ride, looking for a bride, a kick in the side, some time to buy, an ear to confide? A man who likes the smell of thyme? Call us. Call us and we'll call you. That's 1-800-555-6666. 1-800-555-6666. This was brought to you by I Want to Go, I Want to Go, I Want to Go. No widows walk for me, no widows black or otherwise, no spiders, no webs, no nets, without a net. Without a net, here I am, without a net. Thank you.